folks of streaming engaged. Hello, and welcome to a very confused beginning of an episode of Wake and Base. What's going on, everybody? I'd just lost power to my internet, reconnected, disconnected, reconnected, and now we're here. I have no idea if I'm live. I'm going to keep double checking on that, but hopefully I am. Sorry for the lack of Wake and Base last week. I missed everybody here, but I was having some work done on the basement, which is a wall that you cannot see behind you. Totally fixed. Wonderful work by the one, the only Melvin. If you were so fortunate as to meet Melvin. It's a pleasure. He's a gentleman and a scholar. Amazing musician, too. And his kids are good musicians. But we're not here to talk about Melvin today. That's another episode in the future. Today, we're here to talk about Hiroyuki Namba. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to Mr. Takanaka and Patrice Russian here. Thank you very much for this intro music. Slide that down a little bit. Boop. Turn it off. And it looks like I am, in fact, online because I can see some of the homies saying hello. Good morning, Bobby. What's up, my man? Good to see you. Morning, Juan. How's it going? Layla, good morning, good morning. Good to see you, good to see you. Got you good. You can see I'm so organized today that I completely forgot to get my Wake and Base mug, but I do have my Alien Roswell mug. Ooh. Yes. Very cool space. Yeah. Hey, okay, Anna, good morning. Always love the cat and the coffee. That's what we all got here. At least the coffee part. And I got a cat right over there. Enough chit chat. We're here. We're talking about boop, Hiroyuki Namba. Lower my chair. There we go. So this cat right here is look at. Thank you for the high res photo, Discogs. This guy wrote a song on the album that we're going to listen to today called City of Silver Gray. This is a song that just randomly popped up on my YouTube 4 or 5 years ago, and the chorus, which is an alternating version of I hate you, I love you, was just cracking me up. I thought it was just such a catchy line, and so I thought, okay, let me check out this bass line. And I listened, and I was like, whoa, this is a cool bass line. And it ended up being one of the early songs that I tabbed out. I want to say it was like within the first 10, something like that. So I always wanted to check out the rest of the album, and it looked like it was some kind of strange concept album. And come to find out, as I look on his Wikipedia page, that not only was he a keyboardist musician, but he was a sci-fi writer and very much wanted to be doing that kind of thing. And we'll see how successful he was with his sci-fi career. I think he won some kind of an award when he was like in middle school. I'm not real sure. But we'll be looking into that a little bit more. And then something very interesting I found, just looking, if I can find it, here we go, at the lineup of the musicians in this album. Koki Ito, amazing start. Tatsuro's bass player, one of the greatest bass players of all city pop lore, history, mythos. Some other people, Jun Aoyama, drummer for Tatsuro Yamashita, another big name. Some dude named Soul Toll, very cool name. I want to say we've seen him in an album by Stephanie, if we remember, if we ever listened to that together. Kazuo Shina, the guitarist who has his headshot playing violin, which is always cool. And a little bit of a before and after. Whew. Long hair, short hair, long hair. And then, last but not least, we're talking so much about Tatsuro Yamashita. Don't forget Tatsuro Yamashita himself playing percussion. Yeah. He's going to be playing percussion today. I think that's pretty fun. I think that's pretty cool. And then, of course, we got other people that we've seen before. Kenji Kitajima, we've seen him. We'll talk about everybody else. Yeah. Juan saying, we're here to talk about bass and cats. Pretty much. And vampire things. You know how it works around me. Okay, so we've got a little bit of an interesting side A that appears to be very prog rocky / space opera. because we have an overture spelled very interestingly. Okay, hold on. What is happening? Okay, the 3 stigmata of Palmer Eldritch. Okay, getting religious with it. Or, is stigmata always religious? I think so. What you doing, Hiroyuki? Oh, and then we got eyes, hands, and teeth. Okay, I guess those are the 3 stigmata. All right, great. Starting it off very middle of the road, bland, not controversial, weird at all. Okay, overture. I'm gonna look up the word stigmata. Welcome to Wake and Bass, everybody. Here we go. Okay. A little impressionism here. We've got chord planing. Ravel, Debussy in the house. Somebody please tune that piano. I'll pay for it. Woo. So stigma, a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance. I don't know why I didn't get stigmata is from stigma. In the Christian tradition, it's the marks corresponding to the spots on Jesus' crucifixion. So, yeah. So I guess stigmata. Was that our overture? Okay, track 1, everybody. All right, we're kicking it off. So, going through and defining our stigmata here, a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance or quality. Trying to see if there's any other kind of definition here, because it looks like we've got this stigmata, and then we got the eyes, hands, and teeth. So this overture that we have here, composed and arranged by Hiroyuki Namba, not surprised, is what we call Impressionism. So this is a movement, a period, a musical movement, artistic movement in time that happened early 20th century, and it was characterized by things like a dreamy quality, a blurred impression, something that does not have rigid, defined edges. There was very much a push against some earlier traditions which had all these rules for music and had a very, very specific sound that, you know, was very driven in everyone's ears, and they were trying to get away from that. So I'm not good enough at theory to know this for sure, but if I had to bet a nickel on it, I would say these are whole tone scales, and I'm pretty sure this cat is just walking up. Yeah, bum, 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 bum. And a whole tone scale is just going whole notes, no half steps. So imagine on a, well, I guess you can't do it. I was gonna say it's like doing all the white keys. No, it's not. It's white key. You always have to skip a key. So it would be C, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, C. Right? Yeah. Because you can't do B. And I don't want to say B sharp because I think that's bad. Anyway, that's this sound. Now there's a half step. No, was it? Yeah, I heard a half step in there. Anyway, I would be very surprised if you couldn't find this exact lick in Debussy or Ravel. So, okay. There's your music history, Dr. McKean, Dr. 6501 lesson for the day. I doxed myself! Okay. Nobody heard anything. Okay, so here's our The 3 Stigmata of Palmer Eldritch. I'm getting drawn in here. Okay, we're really having fun playing with dynamics here, which I like. Very cool little bass line. I like that sound, that keyboard sound. I guess this is also a good time to point out there's like a whole story that comes along with this. That would be wonderful to figure out. Oh. Okay, this is getting a little ELP. I'll take it, I'll take it. Old Stiggy. I like how I have this sitting up on screen like I can read it. Damn, June. I didn't know he could throw down like that. Oh, maybe this is Soul Toll. See if we can figure out. Dude, I'm getting sucked in now. All right. It's that slow prog burn. Oh, okay, sick. So this is all going to be one big track now. Okay, here's going to be cool, very cool setup here. The first thing though that I'm going to say that I already feel like is like, you really missed an opportunity here. Anytime that you're doing this kind of prog rocky stuff or you're going in this conceptual direction, don't break up your tracks and fade in and fade out. Just do it. Just play a song, and when it's over, have it go right into the other one. If you don't have a good transition, better. I don't care. Like, if you have a transition that goes into it, excellent, nice. If not, that harsh transition is going to be part of it. It's going to be part of the switch. This, from the beginning into this second track, you start off with this, like, beautiful open sound. These singers, why couldn't you just have those singers come in on top of this piano here or have it just fade or stop instead of pulling it out and then doing this? That pulls me out a little bit. So to all you composer musicians out there who are writing the next great prog album, please don't do that. It totally pulls you out of the moment. So least impressive Junai Oyama track. Whew. Let's see. I bet he gets... I mean, Junai Oyama is an amazing drummer. And that fill was nothing special, but it sounded cool. Now, I did see on here... Yes, this is what I wanted to see. Who is playing drums and who's doing what on what. Oh, baby, that's Soul Toll. Soul Toll takes all credit for that. He's track 2 and 8. So... Okay, so Junai Oyama, not today, taking the plunge into prog. Let's see, what else did? So he does 3, 4, 6, and 7. 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay. Okay, well, let's listen to the soulful tolling of Soul Toll on the drums. Let's see what he's got here. Here's our first stigmata. listening to King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard just a day or two ago, and just to think of what these guys would do in these fills here, it just sounds so calm. Okay, that was just a little intro. Okay, now that's a transition right there. Didn't see that coming. All right. Okay, man, dude. Hell yeah. This is total ELP. I like it. There's a lot. I love the energy. I love the vibe of it. Oh my goodness. It's a little bit like if you had a Fisher-Price guitar that's like My First Solos, and you got a button that goes whittle, 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 wow, wow, wow. It's just like he's using the same tricks over and over again. It sounds good. Okay, this guy's got his scales. So busy. Oh my goodness, what a riff, a solo, what do you even call that? I don't know. That's a lot. Finally heard the bass player jump in there for a second. Still not Koki Ito. I had a feeling, I was like, I bet Koki Ito didn't fuss with this one. It's not bad. This, I like this. Is he getting quad kicks? We're going to do a little pause. We're going to do a 1981 rewind for a second here. Because as much as I was giving Soul Toll a little bit of shenanigans earlier, is that homie doing a double kick? Like, before people knew to mic that properly? Like, listen to this. I don't know. That might be a floor tom where he's just ba 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 ba, what, like doing a floor tom and a kick. I don't know, man. I think that's a double. Maybe it's a floor tom. That's good. That's good. That's some good little meddling. I wonder when the first double kick style metal came out. It was probably like the Sword or something. Not the Sword. Excalibur or whatever. Those early metal bands. Alright, are we still on Eyes? Are we on Hands? Oh, the first one was Eyes? This is Hands? Oh, that was all one name? Okay, I really feel like we're gonna have to read the story of this because I'm very confused. Yet I feel like we've been taken on a journey. This is such an ELPL. It's cracking me up. Let him cook. Jesse. feel like they're almost biting. They're not. It just sounds so much like Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Brain Salad Surgery. Ooh. Now that's a bass line. Now, if you don't know anything about Hiroyuki Namba, here's the spoiler. Homie does video game music. If you couldn't tell from this stuff right here, he ended up having a really good career doing a whole bunch of animes, movies, Armitage, if you've ever seen that, which I think is pretty dope, because I've seen this. I saw this when I was a kid, and yeah, he does all the music to that. Pretty cool. But ELP, let me show you real fast. Fun side note about this album, which is called Brain Salad Surgery by ELP. The guy who did the cover to this album, or the lady, I'm not sure, the person who did this is the same person who did the Alien artwork. And when you open up the cover, it like reveals all sorts of different stuff. It's pretty dope. Carnival. Oh! I feel like we switched sides. Yeah. Yep. Okay. I was like, hold on a second. You don't just get to switch out of that. Oh, it is. It's the same side. The Tower in My Dream. So is this part of the... No. Are you just going to go into a song now? I feel like I can't go into that without wrapping up the discussion of what we just heard here. So, ELP, Emerson, Lake, and Palmer. Very, very cool dudes who made very, very... Here they are. Complex music. Very cool music, though. And they had a album called Brain Salad Surgery. And if I can just get to this stupid video. Here we go. And probably immediately get myself kicked off. Yeah, whatever. I'm used to getting kicked off. If you guys are here right now, you're the ones hearing it. So all this rhythmic interplay that they were doing here in Hiroyuki Namba was doing this like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 1 2 3 1 1 2 3 1 1 2 3 1 1 2, like things like that, where you're having these rhythms that are weird but they're repeating, where Emerson, Lake and Palmer will come at you with da 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 bum bum bum. I can't even remember the rhythms, but it's always. And then you get these better little interludes with the vocal jumping in. I have no idea what's happening with the cowbell, but I love it. And then those doing all those big whole tones and weird scales in the key. Can't you see? Can't you see? I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there. Great. It's a 30-minute song. But it's a great song. And when it gets to that second part there. Where is that? Oh, yeah. The second impression is just jazz piano. It's sick. It's all based on, what's his name? Kinestera. There you go. In fact, the opening of the first track is Kinestera. Anyway, it's rough to compare somebody to Carnival 9. This is like the greatest prog rock song ever written in my mind. It's so fantastic. And interestingly enough, I learned about that in my doctorate. So, doctorates in classical music can teach you some important things about real life things, like ELP. Okay, but yeah, what ELP does really, really well, I think Hiroyuki Namba is scratching the surface of. But before I get too hard on Namba, I want to reiterate the fact Homeboy is doing video game music. He's doing anime soundtracks. So why is it important to be more repetitive in your ideas? It's going to loop. And if you're looping something that is really, really unique and chaotic, which seems like, well, don't you want a more unique thing? If you're going to loop it forever, you want to have something that's, going to be more, have more variety so that you can listen to it longer. It's actually the opposite. No, you want that familiarity of something very short that is going to be singable, but you can repeat it over and over and over. A really great example of that is the Streets of Rage 2 OST. So you'll recall that there's a I'm just going to tell you. Right now, there's a super popular trend going around Gypsy Woman, this song by Crystal Waters from the early 90s, and now they've remixed it, and they had one called the Slickback Shuffle, where it's that pimp named Slickback, I'm a bow, 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 bow. It's got that keyboard riff. I've loved that forever. It's real popular right now. A similar idea to that is this sound. And that's the loop. And it just adds some extra stuff. But that looping circular idea, it's an interesting sound, and it's like, oh, I want to hear that over and over. That's a lot of what's going on in here. Well, not on that one so much. You're fighting a boss. How do I get my mana? Equip my sword. It's got that feel to it. Anyway, that's my analysis of this song here. Very cool, though. I dig this. Hiroyuki Namba. Good stuff. Got to put yourself in the right mind frame. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, Juan is boss music, homie. Like that. Yeah. Like, it very much, if they could somehow if they could have jammed this onto Sonic, Sega Genesis could have been even better. Nintendo. That was forced. All right. Now let's get into the city pop side of the album here. And I'm also going to look up, there was a sci-fi story clearly behind this, because there's something in the book insert. So I'm going to look that up while we listen to the last track of side A, The Tower in My Dream. And I do believe Koki Ito is here now. Yes, he is. He has entered the building. Who's saying now? Dude, Tatsuro's playing percussion on this too. This is Hiroyuki, okay. Good job, man. Your voice sounds nice. Nice. This has a very Rocket Man vibe. Yeah, this is June. This is Tatsuro crew now. synthesizer player on the airship. Attack of the Keyboard Empire. These are his novels that he wrote. Yeah, Koki Ito, dude, his P-bass, Green Monster, I think is what he calls it, or one of his variants. It's a beautiful instrument. You can get so many sounds out of it, too. Like, if he needed to pop and slap, he could, but he's just beautiful round tone. That's a cool line. This is one of his earliest projects. Hiroshi Sato, another phenomenal, arguably, oh, I'm not gonna throw stones. He's a phenomenal keyboardist, one of the best. Okay, good job, Namba. That was a nice little run. Man, look at these albums that Koki Ito played on. All of them are fantastic. I don't know this group though. Yoichi Takazawa. Man, look at these names. Well, there's Hiroshi Sato right there. Yeah. Shuichi Murakami. One of our happiest drummers of all time. There's Becker. Haven't seen him in a while. I'm getting off topic. Anyway, Koki Ito plays with a ton of super iconic artists and really changes his sound to really well fit the moment. Yeah, I like this kind of distant radio. We're gonna do this the hard way, y'all. Let's see what happens. Yeah, there's... let's see what we got. That didn't help us at all. Small. Alright, what else we got here? We gotta have some higher res shit. It's a cool little solo. I like it. Okay, somebody was... There's one thing you can never say about a city pop album. You can never say that people did not have fun making these albums. People, yeah, dude, Juan is exactly on my... Quantity's exactly on with me. Damn, what a guitar solo. Just wailing at the end, just having a good old time. Just like, do I need to cut back? Do I need to stop? Just, no, keep going. Just roll on. Who was doing that? Kazuo Shina. Is that who was? No, that's Party Tonight. I'm looking for The Tower in My Dream. Get out of here. Kinji Kitajima. Yeah, okay. We've seen this cat. When did we see him recently? He was doing something super, super smooth for us. Sorry. I'm like picking my nose like a gross guy. I got a hair on my face. I should get a haircut, but nah. Yeah, I don't know. We've seen this cat around before. Kinji Kitajima. Great hair. Great playing. Okay, that is it for side 1 there. So I think The Tower in My Dream, we could rope that into the Prague Space Opera opening, I guess. I would say I do kind of want to know who Palmer Eldritch is, because that just sounds like Emerson, Lake, and Palmer so much. Like you put Palmer in there. I think you knew. I think they knew. Okay, now what I was attempting to do here is to take this clearly Ray Bradbury-esque sci-fi illustration story. Actually, this looks a little bit like Interstellar 5555, if you've ever seen the Daft Punk anime. Excellent. Yeah, Bobby, what a ride. It was a ride. Thank you for going on it with me together. There were some high points and some low points there. But we got some kind of story. Homie has a very work casual encounter with a Bride of Frankenstein lady floating in the sky. There's elves. Maybe pseudo-Christian imagery. Well, that's not even pseudo. I don't think I won too many crosses, though. Metaphor. And then a bunch of names, which probably are just the musicians, but might be part of the story. And then this looks like scenes from a movie that doesn't exist. There's a lot going on here with questions that need to still be answered. But before we do that, we're going to go to side B, and we're going to listen to Party Tonight. So now I think we're going to switch gears, because we got Party Tonight, Lost Love, parentheses, The Rainy Spaceport, A Fall of Moondust, and then, of course, my personal favorite, City of Silver Gray. Now, who wrote the lyrics to this? Okay, not who I thought. Not Hiroyuki Namba. All right, without further ado, more Koki Ito. Here we go. He heard me say his name. Ooh. Man, somebody call Masayoshi Takanaka. Tell him somebody stole his vibe. Okay, boys. Totally different sound on side B. I dig it. I feel like you can tell Tatsuro is producing this, because the vocals are so present. And it works for Tatsuro's voice, which is just such a gorgeous voice. But for anybody else, it's like, you're really close to the mic, homie. It sounds good, though. Don't get me wrong.
It's a party tonight. It's a party tonight. It's a party tonight.
Get that Koki Ito money.
は僕らのウェディングパーティー二つの月が見守っている
A harmonica solo you don't hear very often. Wait, this isn't a harmonica. This is a keyboard synth, isn't it? They got me. It's fun. I like it. Okay. Now where was I?
今宵は僕らのウェディングパーティー二つの月が見守っている Phobos and Deimos Phobos and Deimos 二つの月輝いて Phobos and Deimos Phobos and Deimos 二つの月瞬いて Phobos and Deimos Phobos and Deimos 二つの月輝いて Phobos and Deimos Phobos
Those are moons, dude. Aren't they? Phobos is a moon of Saturn? Phobos and Deimos. Oh, they're Martian moons. Oh, wait. What? You guys are smart. Immediately we're like, Mars. I knew it. Phobos and Deimos, yeah. What a strange... All the more reason now I gotta know what the heck is going on with this, the concept album. Okay, so we just lucked out and we found this, which led to this, which is fantastic. So now we can figure out exactly what the heck is going on. Now this says NHK TV, which makes me wonder, was this broadcast? Was this a TV show? Because if we go all the way down here, this absolutely looks like snippets of a TV show. That is Dark Side of the Moon. That is straight up Dark Side of the Moon right there. What? Okay. Yeah. Oh, man, cool. And we can even see what they used. They used the Prophet 5, a lot of Korg, like 4 different Korgs. Whoa. They even put the foot switch on there. They got the Hammond organ B3 with a Leslie, Fender Rhodes piano. Is that a clavinet? Hard to tell. Roland. Oh, that's other gear. Is that a phase? Oh, I didn't know really made a phase pedal. Man, this is all stuff I've never heard of. Lexicon, time digital delay. Huh. Okay, so this is cool. Produced, all composed, and arranged with the story by Hiroyuki Namba. Man, look at it. Man, the people who put high-res photos of albums and inserts online, they are the real people that get into eternal paradise. Like, everything else we do, it, you know, if you're trying to be a nice person, help people, that's cool, you know. This right here is this right here. A wedding on Mars or something. Oh man, is that, if that's what it is, if it's something as innocuous as like, it's just a wedding, but you know, it was a cool. Hey, let me copy that picture. I'm gonna paste it in here. Thank you everybody who's being so patient with me right now. Where it's like, Alex, what are you doing? Why are you going crazy over a picture that really doesn't matter? And I say to you, nay, it does matter. It matters to us. You couldn't, What do you mean this file format? All right. You're going to force me to get sneaky on it? I can get sneaky on it. It's called Snipping Tool, fool. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. Okay, here we go. Now drag this into here. Paste from clipboard. What? Oh, look what I did. I drew on my thing. Copy, images, paste. You know what? I could do all of this while playing some music. Do you see how good I am at this show? I'm amazing at, I don't know what you call this, radio host, podcast, dicking around in your basement. I'm definitely the best at that third one. Welcome to Wake and Bass. All right, let's read this. You can also see the Ginny they built and the recruitment of crew members. Okay. Wow, there's definitely a story here. We gotta keep going. This is a nice sensitive song. Whoa! I did not see that coming. Man, we're missing a lot of pages. Oh well, we can get the beginning of it then. Okay. Let's see if this kicks in with some... What is happening in the song? Yeah. Now this side is in between that kind of background video game prog rock sound and city pop, and it's a little too in the middle of the road for me. I wanted either more passive or more active for my listening. Because now I got strings in here, it's like even more things are being thrown at us. Alright, but I'm gonna turn this all down because this song is not really speaking to me super hard. But I want to read this story. Oh, Tinchy, good boy. Brought his toy, wants to play. Alright, there's a party tonight. This is the story on the insert, by the way. Feeling uplifted. In order to avoid being noticed by his subordinates, Al, good name, decided to cool off for a while pretending to be inspecting the air conditioning room. Cooling off in the air conditioning room. That's good writing. Even as he looked at the air conditioning room's gauges, which emitted a dull phosphorescence, he kept thinking about Ginny. A year has passed since Ginny arrived. Al's resolve is finally solidified. That I think about it, I was a selfish girl with a strong will. When he was still a trainee, he agonized over whether he wanted to take space or take me. And on a rainy autumn evening, on a promenade near the space base, he sat in a lonely room. I'd rather be here now with you than have a new feeling. I guess that's no space. Al was stunned when he was told that it would be better if they broke up. Okay, that's not what I said. Okay. I was frozen in place. Al loved space and Ginny. Men are inherently selfish creatures. That kind of reasoning didn't work for Ginny. At the very least, Jenny had the personality that she couldn't stand it unless the weight of the situation shifted completely towards her. Well, Jenny sounds kind of like a needy girl, all right? Al's doing the best he can. He loves space and he loves Jenny. So, maybe be cool and you can share Al with space. Come on now. He lost the will to bring her back as she wandered off into the city in the rain. Even when it was time for the lights to come on at the base, Al stood there, surrendering to the damp wind. Man, Al's a little bit of a sad boy. Is that what they're called now? The sad boy movement? It's like the new offshoot of emo. Al suddenly came back to himself from his flashbacks. That's right. I have to make some really good wine tonight. After all, tonight is special. I went to the food warehouse and told the staff in charge. Oh, yeah. Okay. Next track. Is this the Love Lost? Or is this the Fall of Moondust? Oh, man. This is our second to last track. This is the Fall of Moondust. For those of y'all just joining us, you've joined chaos. We're reading the story that the first half of this, or maybe the entire album, got me impressed. What's happening here? You trying to get a little David Bowie on it now? What's happening? Like I said, these boys have fun. Boys and girls. It just puts a smile on my face. Okay, that's not a bad line. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. All right, so continuing our story, we're missing 2 pages in the middle, so we're going to be very lacking here, but you can also see Jenny, the Jenny they built, and the recruitment of crew members. After all, Al was so stunned by the death of his former lover that he didn't do anything. Oh no, shit, he's dead! At that time, I had to take care of myself a lot. However, it was a blessing in disguise that he recovered enough to work, except for one thing. In his heart, Jenny is still alive. Well, to be more precise for him, he is still young, 10 years old. What? The Jenny from years ago continues to exist in the same form. They are careful not to deny the illusion. There is no such thing as a bad guy in space. For another year now, we've all agreed to deal with Al's hallucinations. For the record, there's definitely bad guys in space. And that's like the foundation of every space western. Like, you trying to tell me Cowboy Bebop Vicious wasn't the bad guy? That I'm the dog wasn't the bad guy? He wasn't. He was a good boy. He was a good dog. But when he put his hands up in the air by himself and started dancing, even I turned pale. I almost cried. Dude, I thought I saw Jenny in her bridal outfit for a moment. Oh, I saw it too. I'm sure everyone else saw it too. In the hollow space in front of the ship as it hurries homeward, 2 moons hang peacefully in the east and west. Well, there's our moon reference. Then far above, I could see the blue shape of Earth. We're going to take a time out here, because that is actually a slapping song. That was building really nicely, and I want to give that a little bit of a chance here. Hometown, you can never return. Communication was cut off. Now our Earth has probably died due to the foolishness of fools. Willie tried not to look at him. I pulled the lever. Perhaps we were also in someone's illusion. Maybe it's just being live, Willie muttered. 2 moonlights shine from the dome of Al's base. It's crowded. Al falling asleep in the chair. 2 long shadows extending form. Hey, Jenny, next time, let's go back to Earth once again. After all, let's Church of the Green Forest. What the hell is happening? So, ... have a proper ceremony. PSA to have a proper ceremony. The talking in my sleep eventually turned into a peaceful sleep. Al's right hand was gently stretched out into the air. I mean, for a story where we're missing everything that happened in the middle, not the worst thing. But I'm mostly impressed by how well this translation worked, because usually it's so bad. And this is weird, but it wasn't like impossibly bad. Now, but a cool story. Sounds like, I mean, that gives me more context now. It fits in with my mind. There's more Ray Bradbury-esque, like, I want to tell you a story about people. Oh, by the way, we're in space. But the story is about people. That kind of thing. But this song here about moon dust, this guitar starts kicking off here. So let's enjoy this build one more time here. Let's see who's playing electric guitar. Is that going to be Kenji or Kazuo? Kenji, baby. Kenji Kitajima, best hair in the game. And last time I'll pause here. This is how you build a good solo. You establish and then you embellish. So that means you have to take your time to really, this is what the theme is. This is the core. Now I'm going to build upon it. So he does single notes walking up a scale. Oh, I'm just catching up with the chat. What's up, Metropolitan? Oh, thank you, brother. Hope you have a good day at work. Catch you later. Yeah, now he starts opening up on the guitar solo. That's some good timing. It's not about going fast. It's about being tasty. Like letting a moment land, taking some time, being arrhythmic while extremely rhythmic. Makes no sense, but that's how it's good. That's definitely double kick now. Are you gonna fade me out on that one? I would love to hear if they had, I mean, Hiroyuki Namba's like gotta be 70 now, but I would love to hear if these guys would re-envision this now, like if they were still interested in it, or I don't know, maybe I don't know. It's like I want to take a crack at it. I want to form a band around making this better because there's some really cool ideas in it. But yeah, it just needs a little bit more development here. But this song, that was a really cool instrumental progression there. And again, going back and thinking about this in the vein of OST anime, the original soundtracks for animes, though that vibe, how that music works, and the importance of musical storytelling for an anime, this really fits well in that mental space, as well as thinking about what he's done for video games. Talking earlier about the repetitive quality of how you want something that you can loop. But even though you would think, oh, well, I want a longer song that I can loop so that there's more variety. No, it's the opposite. The best repetitive songs are, think of Tetris. Very simple, very short, repetitive, but it has a couple parts, but very, very repetitive. Yeah, and that's what's going on here. Very, very cool. Now, last track here before we kick off on that one, because that is my favorite track. That's the reason why we're listening to this today. I want to jump in there. Discussion from Bobby, if we had a trivia night, that would be pretty fun. If there was some way that I could figure out how to make a good trivia game out of any of this stuff, that's a genius idea. I like that. Yeah, also the reference, Julian, to the Makoto Matsushita Pressures and Pleasures. There's this guy, man. He's a good guitarist, Kenji Kitajima. Where else do we see him? Because we don't see him a ton of places. Did we see him also on Stephanie? Tomoko Aran. Okay, we've seen him in there. See what happens a little later in the career. Yep, Tomoko Aran. Yeah, that's the big one. So that's their second album, Meiko Nakahara. That's a good plug for him. Let's see if we can go. We'll do one more page, see what else we can find on his. Oh, yeah, there's Stephanie. Toshiki Katamatsu. Fantastic. More Meiko Nakahara, Henri. So he's really he makes his way around. He's got tons of good stuff. Yeah, like a Star Wars meets soap opera. Nailed it, dude. Nailed it. That's exactly the vibe. It has, as much as it has the epicness and, the cool qualities of space and intensity and, oh, it's so cool. It still very much feels like a soap opera, especially when you're talking about Al and Jenny in space. Okay. Now, the crowning jewel of this album, City of Silver Gray. See if we can figure out the lyrics to this, because they are crazy. Or the choruses. Oh yeah, baby. Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum. Didn't help me, did it? I love that someone did that, like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. That's such a good, I'm just glad somebody did it. That's it. Alright, where are the lyrics for this song? Come on. Can't stop humming. I love this song. I'm stupid. Why don't I do this? This is a good solo. Very tasty. Very balanced. That's that groovy stuff, baby. Where's our guy? I was about to say, he's got to be still Koki Ito. Oh, we got Cosmo, our violin guitarist. Killed it, man. Produced by Tatsuro Yamashita. This had to be a cut song from Moonglow. Dude, that stuff happens all the time. I would not doubt it 100%. Moonglow is a Tatsuro album. I want to say it was 79 or 80, so it would totally track because this is 81. But people do that all the time, where there are songs that they pass on from a writer or a producer or arranger or whatever, and somebody else gets it, and they think, oh, later, oh my goodness, why'd I pass on that? There's a very famous story about, or I guess it's not super famous, but there's a song in America, or that came out when I was in high school, called the Thong Song. A ridiculous song. But the beat, the story behind the beat is an excellent story because the beat is fantastic. The song itself, Sorry Cisco, is garbage. Like, the lyrics, there's nothing good about it. It's very catchy, but there's so many components of this beat and how these guys who made it knew that it was special, knew that it was fantastic, and they wanted to save it and show it to Michael Jackson so that Michael Jackson would work with them. Then they accidentally showed it to Cisco. And he paid them a stupid amount of money, and they caved, and they said, yeah, you can use it. And then the whole story, it got famous, but it ended up like ruining them because it had so many problems legally with the song. And then Michael Jackson heard it, supposedly right before he died, and was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I like it. I'll work with you guys. And then he died, But it was just very funny that this, how these things happen, or people pass on songs and people pass on artists. Shaquille O'Neal almost produced all of NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. He could have signed them back in the late 90s. These are alternate realities we don't live in. Strange ones. But, yeah, there's some good stuff on this album here, and I definitely want to give Tatsuro some good credit for that. The old Tatsuro crew, that being Koki Ito on bass, Jun Aoyama on drums, Tatsuro, on this case, on some drums, percussion. Didn't hear his voice. Really thought, he usually shoehorns his voice into most songs, and he didn't do that this time. So, very, very restrained of you, Tatsu. Very restrained. Very restrained. Let's see here. Oh yeah, and also another good point that Julian is bringing up here, talking about the, cut albums or cut songs from Moonglow, or that idea of like artists passing songs back and forth. Hiroyuki Namba is playing on Sunshine, which is track 7 or 8 on Moonglow. This is what they're talking about here. So, all these guys, they play together on each other's albums, and they are friends. And, play, if you're a studio musician or if you're just a session musician, the difference being, if you're a studio guy, you work for a studio. So you're going to move around with that studio. If you're a session musician, it's a little bit more like, hey, I want to hire you wherever to get this sound. That's not always the case, but that's kind of how I think about it in my mind, to separate those out. And these guys are definitely all session and studio musicians. They're doing both. They're floating around, doing all this kind of good stuff. Okay, well, thank you for joining me in my semi-setup, pseudo-basement, post-building wake and bake studio. I still don't even have lights set up. Very much looks like I'm hiding in a basement. Okay, enough of that. Thank you guys for hanging out. You guys are the best. I'm going to be working on some new tab videos. I'm going to try to see if I can't pop on a little bit later to do some answering questions for things like there were some good questions in the Discord asking about ghost notes and some questions on how to play certain things. I think I'm going to pop on later, give some tips and some pointers that if you guys want to come in live, hang out, ask questions, do it fantastic. If not, though, you can always watch it later and see if there's any little nuggets in there that help you out. Thank you to those of you who are on my Patreon. I know I haven't put a ton of stuff on there recently, but just the support you guys give me really means a lot, not just emotionally, but the $50, it feels good. It feels good to get that $50 once a month. Feed my tummy, feed my girlfriend, and my cats, who are probably somewhere trying to chew a hole in their food bag. So, without further ado, I hope y'all have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and hopefully I'll see some of y'all later today. Have a good one, everybody.